5 things I love about my supercharged M3. I got the mic right here just because I want it. The first thing, the number one thing that I love about this car being supercharged is the exotic sound. Let me change the level up, see if it's better. Alright, we're about to hit a tunnel. Let's see how good this gets it. Sounds so good. Sounds insane, sounds awesome. People look, it turns heads, snap necks, all the above. We're up here at one of the local mountains in Vegas. Yes, we have mountains, and yes, we have snow. There's legit deer right here. What the fuck? I'm gonna record this so you guys can see. I've never seen deer before. Ah, they're going. What the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? There's always signs, but they're never. I've never seen them. Fuck yeah. All right. Anyway, that was cool. So I'll put that clip in. Oh fuck. Yeah, M3s don't like mountain roads. So, alright, let's get out of this roundabout really quick. And let's go ahead and talk about the first thing, or the second thing actually. We already did the first. The first thing's going to be is how much power you have on tap. It's just, we're even at a high altitude right now. So, we need to, there's literally a police station right here. That's why I'm kind of going to chill out. Alright, so the power on tap. The power is linear. It's not like any other boosted car or turbo car where you press on the pedal and then all of a sudden nothing's happening and then boost actually finally kicks in. It's not like that at all. So on this, the way they designed it is the supercharger builds as the throttle builds. So it's a linear power curve, which is really nice. So that's pretty much, that's going to be the best. I mean, that's why you're buying it, is because you want the power. So number 3, this has to do more with the car being how comfortable it is. It's an M3. It's a performance luxury car. So when you're having this much comfort, you got leather seats, you have an insulated cabin, climate control options. I'm sure some of this stuff on the newer cars is, oh, well, that's on my 2017. Well, yeah, we know it's caught up. But for what this is, and when it came out, it would, you have top of the line, everything fully loaded, all the features. It's there. We don't have to retrofit a radio in. We don't have to upgrade the sound. I've had sound systems in other cars. This is, I don't even have to touch it. I've had a W7 Anniversary Edition, 750 watts RMS. I had a 4-channel by 650 watts. I have had all that shit. With this car, you don't need it. It comes good from the factory. So it's just super comfortable to drive. It's you have also the EDC mode on here, which this is why I refuse to put coils on the car. I've already had coils, and for daily driving, everything's so bumpy, it's not worth it. So with EDC, you just enable it, and the car gets a lot tighter. The suspension basically gets super tight, feels a lot better. So with a click of the button on the steering wheel, I enable more power and also tightens up also the suspension. It tightens the feel of the steering wheel. It does so much stuff, and you can just click one button and now we're back in comfort and we're chilling. So That's the best feature to have. The fact that it has this little M button, BMW definitely knew their market, and they want people that want to have fun, but they also want to grab the market of people that want, I want a comfortable car. I'm sick of having, I had my blah 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 insert JDM, loud as fuck, rides rough as fuck, which I've already had. I had a 350Z, and it rode like shit. So I said, next car we're gonna go comfort, but I also want power. So this was one of the options that was available and had a good aftermarket, which is what I looked for. So that's it on number 3. Number 4 would be how well this car handles speed and power, in terms of when you go in like a cheaper car and you go up to your higher speeds, you'll notice you'll hear a lot of wind. Car will start getting all it doesn't really handle going quick. Now, of course, you can put coils on it. It's going to make you feel better. But I mean, if you've gone from another, I'll just put the 350Z as an example because that was my last car. That's what I could base it off of. It's just like getting that 350Z up to 100 miles an hour. And like the car's like almost like it can't handle it. It's just like sitting. It's the way the aerodynamic the air flows during the car. You have so much drag. This car just powers through it like no problem, and that's what I love about it. It's easy to control. It's very stable, and coming with the stock motor, no mods, I think it's very underpowered. It needs more power. That's why I supercharged it, and it handles like when you have a Civic with like 700 horsepower, like this shit can't even handle it. When you have a M3 with like 700 horsepower, everything feels good. It feels like it's meant to have that much power. It's a driving experience thing. It's just a dream to drive, and it's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite things about this car, that it can handle the power and we're not having any issues or anything. It just feels very nice to drive. Next, about 5. This is gonna be the final one. This is iffy, but this is gonna pertain to me personally. You might have different results yourself, or you might read different results from other people. It's gonna be the reliability of the supercharger on the car. I know you're gonna say, what the hell, the supercharging a car is gonna be reliable? Yeah, well, with this kit specifically, the ESS kit, 625 kit, the only issues I've ever had were that the O2 sensors were going out, and that happened on my car when it was actually out when it was NA, when it had no mods on it. It's still shit O2 sensors. So that's just a general issue with this car that I see a lot of people throwing check engines from the emissions. So that's gonna be that's gonna be all that I'm gonna see for daily driving. So the other issues like the rod bearings and everything else, that's stuff that we've already known, and that's an issue with the car already before you even supercharge or even touch it with mods. So I'm not going to apply that to the supercharger. Yeah, the supercharger might make it worse, but that's something you should address and fix, as we know it's an ongoing issue with the S65 motor. So super reliable for daily driving, doesn't overheat with these. If you've ever turbocharged or you had another turbo car that's modded, sometimes you have issues with overheating. Reliability isn't that great. So with this kit, they've sold so many of them. That's why I was attracted to it. Is I looked on the forums, and there's a list on M3 post of verified. I don't know if they're verified, but amount of users. And you go on that list, it's like 60, 70 people, and that's just the ones that actually put their name on there. So a couple more views on YouTube that I checked. A lot of people running the kit. And we don't really see any blown motors or anything. The only issues we've seen as far as blown motors were they either tracked super hard and it was the rod bearings. That was the blown motors that I saw. So besides that, super good for daily drive. This is a street car mod. I would not do it to a track car. I already went over that in my other video. There's heat soak issues if you're going to track the car, which is already known. But for daily driving, street car, it's perfect. The power's on tap. It's super comfortable. It's not too crazy. It just feels very refined and it feels right. It's the best way to say it. You'll know if when you drive one, it acts like a stock car until you dig the pedal into the ground, and then you're like, holy shit, this thing's special. So that's basically all I want to say about the E92 M3 with the 625 kit supercharger. So have a good day, and comment if you have this kit, if you're thinking of getting it, and you have any questions, draw me a line, I'll help you out. There's a lot of information already out there on the kits, but if I have some free time, I'll go ahead and answer some of your questions. So that's it. Have a good day. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.